We're reading more haiku, and this is from the Classic Tradition of Haiku. It's a book. Anyways, we start with a woman haiku poet, Den Sute-jo, from 1634. She is to 1698. She's the word Sute-jo means it's like an abandoned, thrown away woman. So she uses that as a pen name. Yuki no Asa, morning snow, figure 2, figure 2, wooden clog marks. The number 2 looks like an ideogram of like two straight lines. So looks like a clog mark. She says, morning snow, figure 2, wooden clog marks. The next poem, Igurashiya, cicada, not your doing, but day darkens. Cicada, not your doing, but day darkens. The footnote says what?
The end of the day, the end of the life.
Hmm?
This is for humans also.
The day Hiragurashi literally means day darkening. It's a sweet voiced insect that sings kana kana at twilight. Is that the. Okay. But where's kana? Don't know. Anyways, that's all for the lady haiku poet Sute-jo. Now, Uejima Onitsura is a famous haiku poet, and some people say he elevated it from it had fallen to a parlor game, and he elevated it back to high culture, back to high standards like Basho. And he is about 17 years younger than Basho. Basho was born 1644. He's born 1661. And he says, we're reading Onitsura, Koi tu Ido ho Taraka Tandi Yuki. Although I say, come here, the fireflies keep flying away. Although I say, come here, the fireflies keep flying away. Why won't they come for him?
Yeah.
First poem written at age 8.
I was going to say that a child would
A
say
child
something
wrote it.
like that. No, a child would say something
Well,
like
he's
that.
a famous poet, so they include his
A
first
child
poem.
would
Now he says, Gyosu no. No place to throw out the bathwater. The sound of insects. He says, Gyosu no. Suto koro naki mushi no ko. No place to throw out the bathwater. Sound of insects. And if we look at this, they're saying that they used to have a bath. It was an outdoor hot water bath commoners took in their garden during the heat of summer by introducing the melancholy symbol of autumn, the chirping of cicadas. The poet is saying goodbye to one season, accepting the next. This verse is so wildly popular, it invited a famous parody. Onitsura walked around all night, a pail in his hand. We won't comment much more on it, but I'll read it again. No place to throw out the bathwater. the sound of insects. Next poem, Amagumo, no. Under the rain clouds, the plum blossoms seem like stars despite the daylight. Next poem, Sakura Saki Koro. When cherry trees bloom, birds have 2 legs, horses 4. Here they're saying that it's a shout of joy. The perfection of flowers reawakens the poet's astonishment at the obvious. Onitsura's great insight, or satori it was, he said, there is no haiku without makoto. Makoto is truth, sincerity, or the absence of falsehood. He called it the way of heaven and added that yearning for makoto is the way of human beings. Remember, he elevated poetry. Now he says, Geikotsu no. O flower gazers who have decked the surface of their skeletons. O flower gazers who have decked the surface of their skeletons. And he's saying, underneath finery all men are the same. 100 bones, 9 orifices, their lives too are as brief as the cherry blossoms. Mm-hmm. Wait a minute. Yeah. Hoto kuroya. One stroke of the hoe, they huddle uprooted the violets. Here, the violets are very small. One stroke of the hoe, they huddle uprooted the violets. Tizenni. In the garden, see near us, blossoming whitely, the camellia tree. In the garden, see near us, blossoming whitely, the camellia tree. A Zen priest posed Onitsura an unanswerable question or koan, such as, what is the sound of one hand clapping, or what color is the wind? When he asked Onitsura, what is haiku? Onitsura responded with this well-known verse. In Buddhism, whiteness leads to absolute purity or enlightenment. Satori. White, not black, is also the color associated with death. That's strange. White is death and enlightenment. Here we have Zen Tizenni, Siroku, Sataru, Tsubaki, Kana. In the garden, see near us, blossoming whitely, the camellia tree. Next poem, he says, towering alone against the autumn sky, Mount Fuji. Next poem, the autumn wind blowing across people's faces. Next poem, Kono Aki wa. This autumn I'll be looking at the moon with no child on my knee. His son had died. Here's a good one, Kaki mi Guru. Wandering dreams, alas, over fields all burned. The winds whisper as they pass. That's your poem. This is Basho's memorial poem. It's for his death anniversary to Basho, I think. Wandering dreams, alas, over fields all burned. The winds whisper as they pass. Next poem, Ata Takani. A warm day, but there's a chill in this winter sun. A warm day, but there's a chill in the winter sun. And they surely have warm days where there's a chill, but I don't know if it's due to the sun. Whatever. Nani yi ni. For some reason, there are long and there are short icicles. Do you know what? Figure out why that is? There just happens to be, it says for some reason, and no one seems to know the reason. Yeah.
Like that.
Who knows? Does anybody know? We have time for another haiku poet. Chigetsu, 1634 to 1708. Although some deplored haiku for becoming a pastime even for lowborn women and children, many great women poets emerged in the Tokugawa era as they had with classical poetry. Chigetsu adopted her brother Otokuni as her son, and both brother, son, and mother studied haiku under Basho. So they may have been students of Basho, and it's a woman whose son is her brother, who she adopted. How convenient. This poem says, Ugi isu ni, bush wobbler, I rest my hands in the kitchen sink. End of poem. Bush wobbler, I rest my hands in the kitchen sink. Ugetsu is also translated as nightingale. For its more poetic connotations in English, it is a quick-moving, sparrow-sized bird with a dusty brown head and dusty white throat and chest. Its spring song, Hoiko Hokiko, is comparably sweet, although its winter call is a coarser chit-chit. Ugetsu sings in the daylight during the spring, of which it, along with the plum blossoms, is a harbinger. Chigetsu was so enraptured by the bird's song that she stopped her morning chores of dishwashing and cleaning vegetables. She says again, bush wobbler, I rest my hands in the kitchen sink. So she stops washing dishes. We're going to end our study of Oto. We read two women poets, and we read Onitsura, who is also a respected haiku poet, just younger than Basho. Reading.
The second woman's poem,
we read from the Classic Tradition of Haiku.
The last one we did?
The last poem. The dishes? The hands. Bush wobbler. I rest my hands in the kitchen sink.
What is bush wobbler?
I just told you it's a bird.
Oh, okay.
I told you how
so
it's
she wants to listen.
Yeah, end of our reading. So we're reading from the Classic Tradition of Haiku.